Shiptoshi also is in the house.
Hey, what's
Welcome,
going on,
Shiptoshi.
everybody? Thanks for having me up here. Shout out to
You're
my
wel-
community.
yeah, shout out to Shiptoshi and to his community. So I obviously know you too, but some audience here doesn't. So why don't you give us a small introduction about yourself?
Yeah, fair enough. Hello, everybody. I'm Shibtoshi. I'm the CEO of SquidGrow. I'm also a Shiba Inu whale, a day one investor. I've most notably known for my $8,000 investment into SHIB. I've held through this. I've held through the duration of the project. I've never pulled any project profits. Um, as I said, SquidGrow launched in June of this past year. We're a utility meme token focused on building utilities currently. We are a tax token on the BSC network, 4% buy tax, 12% sell, all of it going to liquidity. We are gearing up for our ILO to Ethereum. So definitely looking forward to going to my home turf. Looking forward to support over there as well. Most recently, we just concluded 5 out of 6 Surtech audits. So we're just waiting on our 6th audit for our swap to pass Surtech, and then we're gonna hit the ground running over there, start our ILO, and yeah.
Thank you, Shiptoshi. So most people here don't know, but Shiptoshi is a very big ship. How to say it? Maxi. He's been ship since day one. He's still ship, and he will. He keeps working. And that's what I appreciate about a lot about Shiptoshi. That he's still here. He's still grinding. He's still doing his best for his community. Okay, now Kyokai.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Crypto Kayvon, one of the kind of, I guess you could say, co-founders, partners of Kyokai. Excited to have everyone here. Just before we kind of get into everything, if everyone could do me a favor, go to the Kyokai Twitter, hit that follow button, and also retweet our space so we can get more people here. We have over 100 people on this space already, which is amazing. But if we want to get as many people here as possible so we can just all kind of discuss Shibarium, our project, everyone else's project, and just have a good Saturday together. I've been in the space since 2011. 2021, 2011. Wow, 2021, tail end of the bull run. So I'm freshly new compared to a lot of these people. I came after SHIB kind of had his huge run. It's still having a great run, but I was introduced to crypto through SHIB and Saitama, and that's kind of how I got into this and dove deep and been here every single day since 24/7, just learning everything I can. So excited for Kyokai to grow alongside of all these giant projects. I'm excited to have all these big projects and big names here in one space together so we can all just kind of have a great Saturday.
Yeah, definitely. I think Shib has played a major role in this space by bringing a lot of people into crypto and introducing a lot of people into crypto. So Ragnar, I'm not gonna ask the famous question when Shibarium will be alive because I understand that development requires time, but we've been told you guys have been testing it, and we know that a lot of projects has applied for Shibarium. So can you tell us more about the requirements to qualify for Shibarium?
Okay. Well, about the date, the only thing that I can say is something that Shaitoshi said in Telegram, that he thinks that it can take between 2 months or 4 months, but he said hopefully. So it's not something that is going to be really
Yeah,
fixed. So
yeah,
it's an idea.
yeah. In development, you can never give an exact date.
Yeah. So this is some estimates that he has. About the project, this is a good question because in reality, Shibarium is open to all projects, so everyone can build in Shibarium. no one needs to fill. We have an intake form that you can fill in the Shibarium Tech website to apply to different aspects of Shibarium, even to work with Shiba if you want to do something in Shiba, or you want to your business to use Shiba as a way of payment, or you want to do something in your real life business with Shibarium. You can apply to different, let's say, ideas between Shibarium in Shibarium. But that is only to, let's say, to make your project known that you are going to work in Shibarium, so the team knows that you are there. If you have any question, you can go to our Discord and we will try to help. But this is basically the idea. You don't need to fill the intake form. If you want, you can just go and create your project like you create in another blockchain like Ethereum or Polygon or Binance Smart Chain. It's going to be open to everyone. So there is really not a process that you have to do to apply to create something. Everyone can create. But if you want to be close to the team and you want to have any question or you want to have a way of communication, you can send your form and explain what your project is going to be about and the team studies. And maybe there is a possibility that it can be something more interesting for the team, and maybe it can be a kind of partnership, but that depends on what the team sees and needs. So it's going to be something very open to everyone.
Yeah, I understand that. So basically, everyone can build on Shibarium. But let's say there's a few certain projects that might interest the team and that might be very helpful for the growth of Shibarium network. They could say let's say get more attention from the team. That's very obvious and that's very clear. Um, Unfortunately, this space is a bit corrupt. So a lot of people will be taking advantage of the Shibarium network, the Shibarium hype, to create scam projects. Has the team decided to, let's say, put any type of defense structure against that? Or you guys will just leave it to the investors to do their own research?
Yeah, this is basically a difference that we have now from before, because before we have a defense team that it was mostly checking for project. But right now, when you make a blockchain, this is like, imagine Ethereum trying to control all projects that are going to be building on Ethereum. It's like very difficult. So our idea is to change the way to do that. I am thinking also to try to implement with the team some kind of videos or some kind of education about how to do your own research. And well, Shitoshi used a different word. He, instead of do your own research, he said do our own research. So between all the community, we're going to help us to to check those projects. But I think that the projects that are coming to Shibarium, from what I've seen, I seen several projects that are very good. So I think that's encouraging. So
Yeah, that's definitely very good. I've seen a lot of projects too. We've made friends with a lot of projects. A lot of good teams out there are trying to do something good for Shibarium. But unfortunately, either we like it or not, scammers will try to take advantage, and we will be there for Shibarium. Um, Kyokai, can you tell us about your Shibarium pool? How will that work?
Yeah, so we're pretty excited because I think we have a solution. One, our main goal is to educate people on how to stay safe in this space, on how to do their own research, do our own research together. So as time goes on, we will be releasing content where people will be able to find online through YouTube and Google SEO searches, where they'll be able to learn more about like what it takes to find out if a project's safe, how to read ether scan, how to deploy token and make sure that there's no scam, no functions in the code that can scam you or rug pull you or honeypot you. And then on top of that, we're going to be building our own launch pad where, people from SHIB will be able to go to their own hyperlink and launch projects that are completely safe on Shiba Swap automatically, that have no scam codes, no way to tax farm, no way to do anything malicious while protecting the investors. With our launchpad, I'm not sure if everyone has looked into Kyokai yet. The way that we've set it up is that it's impossible for investors to get rugged. Like there's no possible way for you to ever lose your money completely. There's no possible way for a developer to pull liquidity from you. There's no possible way for them to give up on the project and you be left holding dust. The way that this works is if this project, we want all the projects to succeed. Our business isn't built on projects failing, but what we want is no matter what happens, we want investors first and foremost to be protected. So they need to come first, not the developer, not the project. The project's important, but the investors are the most important part of any project. So our goal is to make sure that no matter what happens, they're made right. So if a project happens to not succeed, the LP, instead of going back to that developer who might have gave up and just looking for a quick paycheck, it'll go to Kyokai. For SHIB, it'll be used to burn 10% of SHIB, and then 90% of the rest of the LP will be used to buy Kyokai and put in a manual claim portal for those investors to claim at any time. They can buy it, they can sell it, they can do whatever they want with it. They can wait to claim it. But basically, no matter what happens, you're always going to get tokens in a project that's long-term, safe, and here to protect its users. So I think what we're doing is we're creating a way where it's a win-win for everyone in this space, whether you're a developer who is looking to launch their first project or a seasoned developer who is looking for more eyes. You can use our platform knowing that anyone who's going to invest on there is going to feel 100% safe. And if a project ever happens to fail for any reasons, investors don't have to worry about their projects going to dust. They can always claim Kyokai in the future, hold on to a real project, and either sell those tokens, buy those tokens, do whatever we want with them. We're not here to hold them hostage. We just want to provide a way for people to win no matter what.
So basically, what your guys are offering is some sort of insurance policy for crypto, which is I don't know why did I say you guys, but I think I have to be neutral here today. Which is to me is very necessarily at some early stages, especially to educate new investors into crypto. Let's jump into Shibtoshi and SquidGrow. So I don't know if you guys will be building on Shibarium or not, but why don't you give us a quick introduction into your project and what you guys are trying to accomplish?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm not going to get into that too much. Obviously, I've spoken to Ragnar over the last couple months about it. But yeah, so as I said, currently we're a BSC token. Obviously, SHIB's on Ethereum. We are getting ready to gear up to launch on the Ethereum chain. So obviously, a possible collaboration in the future is possible. Maybe building on Shibarium. But currently, just to kind of give the ins and outs of our token, we're BSC currently. We have native token staking with a variable APR, LP staking. We have partnered with Mike S. Miller from DC Comics, Marvel, and Game of Thrones, and I actually believe I saw him on here earlier. He has done our 10,000 NFT collection, which will be debuting on our NFT marketplace that we are currently building. Within that 10,000 NFT collection, we have 100 ultra rare NFTs, where I've purchased everything from mutant apes to doodles to kennel clubs to Shiba Inu's NFT collection, Metaverse Land. And we have incorporated that into our NFT collection. So just to give you an idea, if you mint one of our ultra rare NFTs, obviously it's random, but if you randomly mint one of our ultra rare NFTs, you will gain ownership of the blue chip NFT that is incorporated into our NFT collection. Very similar to what my PFP is currently. You will be purchasing our NFT, and there's a Polaroid picture that our NFT is depicted holding. And if you happen to mint one of the ultra rares, you get the NFT that is depicted in the Polaroid picture. They vary in value. At the time of purchase, the most expensive NFT I purchased was about $26,000 or $27,000. It was one of the mutant apes. Obviously, the NFT market has gone down a bit since then. Originally, I spent about $300,000 on giveaways. Last time I looked, everything was valued at about $150,000, but still a great value. And obviously, the market's going to go up. So, in addition to that, we are developing SGX, which is our own perpetual exchange. So we pulled that from audit a few months back to not fix a couple things, but kind of add a couple features to it. We just want to make sure everything is perfect. And one of the benefits to my community with that is 25% of all the profits generated on that exchange go back into our charts, meaning that just to give you an easy example, 100 BNB profit, 50 BNB goes into the chart on a buy. The tokens that are accumulated are then paired with the remainder 50 BNB to make a liquidity pair. So we're pumping the chart, we're building liquidity. Obviously, any chain that we are on, this will occur, whether it's BSC, Ethereum, Shibarium. We plan on rolling profits into the charts to benefit the community. In addition to that, we are gearing up with the Ethereum. We're going to be rolling out SGS, which is our own swap. We have our staking contracts integrated in there. So the current staking contracts that we have, we will kind of be getting away from those and offering our V3 staking contract. One of the benefits to this staking contract is, aside from NFT boosting of rewards, I can also open up multiple pools. So meaning, for example, if we wanted to, if we were able to do something with SHIB down the road, I can open up a staking pool for SHIB, and SHIB community can stake their tokens in our staking contract and earn SquidGrow tokens. It's kind of a way to cross exposure and and a partnership. Our staking contracts just passed their tech audit, safe and secure. We have multiple audits at this point, as I said. Most recently, we've just concluded 5 of our 6 Surtech audits. So in addition to that, we're just going to continue to build in this market. My community obviously is present. Shout out the SquidGrow Army. Thank you for your support. Thank you for hopping on. But yeah, we're just a meme utility token. We hit the market in June as a meme token, but we never had any plans to just kind of maintain in the meme category. We want to branch out into the utility market. And as I said, we're a 4% buy tax, 12% sell. Everything gets rolled into the liquidity. There is no marketing funds generated from the tax. I pay for everything out of pocket, from all 12 or 13 of the exchanges we're listed on to all the marketing, all the utility development. I fund everything. So yeah, that's just kind of a quick rundown of the project. Obviously, there's great benefits to SGX. There was a big void that was left when FTX went under, and majority of the decentralized perpetual exchanges out there run into liquidity issues. And so SGX is going to solve that. I fully fund and support all of my utilities. I will be funding the liquidity into SGX. So liquidity will not be a problem. So yeah, just looking forward to that. Looking forward to gearing up for our ILO and knocking that out of the park, getting onto my home turf of Ethereum. And I'll be looking forward to my support over there.
Yeah, that's amazing, Shibtoshi. That's a lot of work, obviously, during this bear market. Everyone should actually focus more on building, and I really like what you have been planning. A lot of stuffs are beneficial for the market, so you will always have our full support. You mentioned a swap, and that reminded me of something. Actually, I have a question for Ragnar. Um, Shitoshi mentioned something about Shiba Swap V3. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes, yes. Well, Shiba Swap is going to be updated, and it's going to be like very, how do you say, in conjunction with with Shibarium. It's going to be like the creation of Shibarium is going to be very related to Shiba Swap too. There is some new features that are going to be developed, but the developers have been a bit like silent a bit what they're going to be. But Shitoshi said that it's going to be something really interesting, really really good. I don't know exactly what are going to be the new updates, but the most important, I think, for the Shiba Army, for those who had a stake in and liquidity pools in the old Shiba swap, is that there's going to be a new token that is going to be used as reward, because bond has been minted the whole supply, and now there is no bond for rewards. So everyone who has tokens in staking in Shiba Swap are not receiving rewards right now, only from transactions that the reward from transactions are a bit low. So soon we will have again rewards for those who are providing liquidity and staking in the new version of Shiba Swap.
Yeah, that's cool, because I think everyone will be waiting to hear more about the new features. I'm personally a very decentralized exchange supporter. I truly believe that your not your keys, not your money. So I strongly think that we need to develop more swaps. We need to have more features. Sorry, and I think if we focus more on decentralized exchange, um, I think it will be more beneficial for the space from centralized exchange, because, as Shitoshi said, FTX collapse hurt the space. Even if you didn't have funds there, everyone got hurt. So I think that everyone should be responsible for his own money. Yeah. So, guys, Shitoshi, do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I think I touched. I checked all the boxes on that. I just want to highlight that. You know, we are a people's project. Um, we are obviously. I control the contracts of my project, so it's not renounced. But I think at this point in time, with where we are in the space, I have started building trust with my community and everybody investing in it. I'm making all the right choices to the best of my abilities. All the development is kind of geared through the eyes of an investor, kind of going forward, looking at it as an investor, what would I want out of a project? And that's kind of how we are geared and focused in SquidGrow. Just delivering, under promise, over deliver. We don't have the typical roadmap. So many times in projects that I've been invested in, they over promise and under deliver. I don't want to ever be in that category. So we're kind of an under promise over deliver project. A lot of the times with some of the exchange listings that we have had, we just dropped it on the community the day that it went live. No real heads up. And kind of moving forward through the space with our utilities, it's kind of very similar, with the exception of the few that I just touched on, the NFT marketplace, SGX. Outside of that, we really don't dig into kind of what we're working on in the background. We do have some alpha coming here very soon that I'm very excited to announce. When the time is right, we will put out an announcement. In addition to that, I do want to touch on one of our new kind of so-called utilities that we have started doing. SAM code name. It's a SquidGrow absorption machine, where we are acquiring projects and essentially absorbing that community of the acquired project into our own. So essentially, there's numerous ways that can work. But if a project comes to us and they're struggling with finances or with chart movement, or the dev's just giving up, essentially we step in, we acquire the project, we acquire the liquidity from that project. Couple ways that, as I said, we can move forward with this. But the last time that we observed a project, we took that liquidity, we did a purchase on the chart, and then we distributed the tokens that were purchased from that liquidity to the community that we have absorbed, making them SquidGrow community. So that's one of the other things that we're doing over here. Our SAM contract was just audited by Certec. Obviously, it passed. I'm very excited to actually use that for the first time on the next project we're looking to absorb. Yeah, so just kind of thinking of out of the box ways that we can move through this space over here at SquidGrow. And again, big shout out to my community. Thanks for all the support, everybody being here.
Yes, definitely. You have an amazing community. We've seen them raiding the post. I've seen them now joining this space. A big shout out to SquidGrow. Back to Ragnar. So I understand you're on a tight schedule. I don't know Shibazam if he can jump in or not. He said he will probably be running late because I don't want to say what he's doing, but he's doing more work. So I think now for the next stage for SHIB and Shibarium, you guys will be focusing a lot more and on testing. So a quick question: are you planning to give some influencers or some community members the chance to test the Shibarium network too?
Well, really, the testing phase is open to everyone. So maybe this is something that we can consider now. The thing is that because Shiba has been so popular, right now is like a lot of YouTubers are making videos about Shibarium and everything. But we have some influencers that have been helping, and we also have Arcangel. He's one of the members of the team, and he has a channel in YouTube. Probably he will be doing something for Shibarium, and I think he has done some videos about that. The one of the things that I wanted to add is that Shibarium is like, I feel it's like it's going to be like the first step towards Ryoshi vision of Shiba, because when Shibarium is ready, we are also working on the metaverse, and I feel that Shibarium is going to help the metaverse because the transactions are going to be faster, and we are going to have lower fees. And I think like everything comes together. It's like a puzzle, like a puzzle. I don't know the pronunciation is good. Puzzle that is going to make all the pieces go together and make something bigger for Shiba, and I feel for all the projects that are going to be building on Shibarium. That's what his vision. The vision of Ryoshi is like make crypto available massively to everyone. So I think that this is like the first step from Shibarium. If everything goes as planned, we are going to see a new stage for Shiba and for all projects that are going to be building on it.
Yeah, obviously a lot of projects will be building, but as we mentioned it before, some projects will be more beneficial than the others.
Yeah.
We've seen quite a lot of few projects out there.
Yeah. I wanted to add something
Someone,
about that. Sorry for interrupting.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I feel that the project that the SHIB team is trying to focus more is in projects that are working in real life, let's say outside of crypto. For example, the restaurant that have a partnership with Shiba, for example, Welly, they're going to use Shibarium for their business. And there is other projects like, for example, Richmond that have partnership with Shiba. All those projects are business in real life. I think the Shiba is going to be interested in that because this is what is going to bring crypto to everyone. Because right now, crypto is like in a circle of us that are the ones who are using crypto, and it's growing. But to make a bigger step, we need to go beyond that. We need to go to all business, to the whole world, let's say. So I think that the projects that are going to have more interest are projects that are real life business, that are going to try to use Shibarium and Shiba in some way.
Yeah, I understand that Shitoshi already mentioned it. He wants a new financial era that allows everyone to endorse the new let's say the new chain. But I personally think that, as you said, um, this is this is still in a small circle. We need more mass adoption, and I personally think that before mass adoption, we need to start with the solid basis, which is the introduction of safety and the insurance aspect into crypto before we even can talk about building or developing, because you cannot build on a bad foundation. Kivon,
Yes, sir.
can you tell us what's the plan for let's say the security policy? What's the plan for the future development for Kyokai?
If by security policy you mean how do we make sure that investors get their investments back and that projects do what they want to do? Is that correct in what you're asking?
Yes, because obviously Shiptoshi mentioned their own way of policy, which is they buy the project and turn in the community into SquidGrow, which is to me some sort of new way of insurance. This space is new; it's building, so I think. Like in real life, insurance is very important. Before we can talk about development, before we can talk about the all other features that Kyokai has.
Yeah, I mean, this space, if you've been here for long enough, you know that there's a lot of bad actors out here and there's a lot of scams and rug pulls and people just say it's part of the game, but why have we have come to accept that it has to be part of the game? Why haven't we evolved to a point where getting scammed and rug pulled is no longer part of the game? Because if we don't try to change the way that we do things right now, eventually centralization will try to come and jump in and take everything away from us. So we, as a community as a whole, and crypto as a whole, need to find ways to evolve and stick together and work together to change the space. And that's what Kyokai is trying to do and is going to do. It's not trying to do. We are going to do that. We are going to change the space by collaborating with all these bigger people who are the giants. You know, we're standing on the shoulder tops of giants, right? Like we're looking ahead on what they built and we're trying to build something on top of that to make it even better. So with what we're doing with Kyokai is with this launch pad as one of our first things, it's going to be an AI launch pad in the future that not only will you be able to interact with, you'll be able to ask it questions. You can ask, why do I need to add this? What's the important part about that? In fact, you can even ask it to help you make a token. You can say, what should I call it? What should the supply be? It'll be a person you can actually conversate with. So we're going to change the way that people build things. We're going to make it interactive, educational. And when it comes down to something launching, there's going to be no ways for developers to do any more sneaky tricks. They can't whitelist the wallet without you knowing. They won't be able to airdrop wallets without it being reported to the holders. They're not going to be able to, rug pull or tax farm any token ever. And, when you launch on this platform, you need to be serious about your project. There's too many people that launch and they go, I'm just going to see what happens. And if it doesn't work out, I'll just pull the LP in a month and I'll get my money back. Plus I'll make an extra couple $1,000s and I don't really have to do anything. And people do this every single day. I think I saw something in the past week where 1,100 launches launch in a day, only 10 of them were legit. I mean, that's just showing you how bad this space has become because we've allowed these types of people to thrive in this type of environment. So by creating an environment where these developers are held to a standard, right? They need to get $5,000 of volume in 1 month to auto lock their liquidity for an extra month. They could, of course, lock it for longer at launch, but if they decide to just have it, just go normally, they have to do $5,000 of volume within a month, which only comes out to $167 a day. And let's be real, in this space, if your project cannot get up to $167 a day in this space, it wasn't really going to survive in the first place, or the developer didn't care enough to keep it alive. Because even if no one else is investing into your project, if it's something you want to keep going, you could easily just buy and sell and keep the chart alive. So if these projects fail, if these projects were determined to fail on purpose so they could scam you out of your money, they could do that in the past and you would lose everything that you had, right? Because you would be holding on to it. It would be worth nothing at that point. They weren't developing, people were leaving, and now you're left with a project in your wallet that's either dust or taken from you through an LP pool. Well, with Kyokai, when that LP is taken, the initial liquidity provided by that developer is given back to them, because even if they're scammers, we're not going to scam them. We stand behind what we're saying. We're here to make it safer for everyone, including that developer, and they deserve to get their money back, even if they had malicious intent or not. But the LP will be pulled. It will be given to Kyokai. 10% of it will be used to buy and burn either Kyokai or any partner's token that chooses to partner with us. And this is how we're going to change the space. We're going to allow these people to make their own hyperlink when they partner with us, and it'll benefit your token directly by creating a hyper deflationary aspect to your token. SHIB has millions of holders. Imagine if 1% of those holders decided to use the Kyokai SHIB hyperlink and launch on ShibaSwap, even if most of these projects, not even on purpose, but accidentally failed, that's adding millions and millions of dollars worth of more SHIB burning every single day into their ecosystem. And imagine we do that for any other project that decides to do it. Not only do we create adoption of this launchpad and adoption of using a safe way to protect investors, we're also giving those projects a way to grow and make their project more valuable in the long run as well. And then the rest of the LP, as we said before, is used to give back to the holders. It's not given to our project. It's not put in our marketing wallet. It is bought on our chart, but it's your money. You can take that token directly that same day through the manual claim portal and sell it if you want to and get your money back. Or you can hold on to those tokens, let them grow in value, and sell them later. And the great thing about that for Kyokai in general is by doing that, not only do we have a lot of buy pressure and sell pressure on our chart, which creates volume. And you know what? People would say why sell pressure would be a good thing. It is a good thing because volume attracts traders. Volume attracts people to trade on the chart. They like to see volume. It makes central exchanges excited. It makes traders excited. It gets people's attention. So that's a good thing, whether they're buyers or sellers. The other thing is, because these tokens are put into the manual claim portal, there's going to be a set amount of people that maybe the gas to claim them at this time until the Shanghai update is not worth it for them to claim. So those are going to take those tokens out of circulation. And then in the future, when Kyokai 10, 20, 100, 500Xs, they can take their money out and sell it if they want to. But we created a system where it's a win-win-win for every single person involved. For a developer, when you launch on our launchpad, you're going to be sending it to hundreds of thousands of people's eyes immediately. We're going to have basically a Telegram channel where when you launch it, it automatically shows up in that channel and alerts all of our holders. So if you're a new developer or old developer, you don't have to rely on callers or marketing to get your project off the ground. You'll be able to get thousands of eyes instantly on your project. And these people will know that no matter what, their money is safe to invest in here. So they're more likely to take the risk and put a little bit more money than they might have been before, because they go, well, I can't really lose. Because if this project doesn't do well, I just get more Kyokai tokens. And I like Kyokai, so why wouldn't I want more tokens? And if it does do well, great. Now I have some profit. The developer is launching a safe project. And if I want to, I can invest more into Kyokai that way as well. So I think what we're doing is we're creating a way where investors get to win, developers get to win, and projects besides ourselves get to win as well. Because in this space, a lot of people think it's a win or lose situation. We have to win and you have to lose. Like, for instance, Pepe right now is doing amazing. I'm sure everyone's heard of it, but I've seen this narrative where it's like, well, let's kill Doggy Coin. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I think in this space, instead of thinking we have to win, you have to lose, let's create a scenario where let's win together. if we can help make your project deflationary, if we can help build our project at the same time, why wouldn't we do that?
And I agree with that 100%. There's more than enough room at the top for everybody. It's not about dethroning one project or another or talking down on another project. As you just said, there's more than enough room at the top of the space for everybody to thrive. You know, as long as the developers are continuing to develop and do right by the project, I think there's enough pie for everybody to eat.
I've been saying it since the start. We are still very early, and there is no need to be competitive. Well, competition is good, but let's say evil competition is not good. I think everyone has the chance to thrive together. Everyone can work side by side, and to be honest, I also been reading about the DeFi volume. And the new launched projects, and the numbers are very shocking. Just because, yes, we allowed this to happen. Some developers who had bad reputation keeps developing tokens, and people keeps buying them, though they know that these people are shady. But the only aspect they care about is profit, which is sometimes it's not what we should be focusing on. I think we should, at this early stage of the space, we should be focusing more on building, and eventually profit will come. So let's try not to keep this very long. It's been already 15 minutes. Let's ask. So Ragnar, what do you think about what's Kyokai offering and what's SquidGrow offering?
Well, I think that they're both very interesting projects. They have a solid roadmap and tokenomics. I feel that they have good ideas to build on the crypto sphere, and I hope that I know they're going to do in Shibarium too, so that made me more happy. Yes, I feel that the Kyokai project is very interesting because this is one of the problems that we have in crypto. You know, the people who enter, who create a token and suddenly disappears or don't finish the project. That's a bit sad. And I think if we try to, we are doing that, trying to educate the people. I feel that it's very important the team that is working in the project more than, for example, some people say that if the contract is renounced, it's safer. But if the team is good, as Shiptoshi said, if the team is good, it doesn't matter if the contract is renounced or not. The team, if they want to do a good project, they're going to do the right thing with the contract. So it's sometimes it's difficult. There is like not a way that is going to always work to say if a project is good or not. So I think this is some interesting project. I feel SquidGrow also is doing a very good job also with the swap and everything that they're going to develop. So I feel that both are good projects.
Yeah, I think what you said is true. If the team really has good intentions and trying to build, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, greed is a very strong aspect in the human behavior. So I think with AI, which is definitely has no emotions, having the giving the AI the power to be the one who is securing your project is safer than keeping it in a human's hand, but not in every case. I personally think there's a lot of people out there who will not uh, have a problem if the contract is not renounced or if the liquidity is not locked, etc. And Satoshi, for example, I trust Satoshi 100%. Though the contract is not renounced, I think it's not important. When you have a good reputation in this space, like Shibtoshi, to have uh, like your contract renounced or something that you already talked about. So yeah, I think it's good
Yeah.
to.
For example,
What did you say, Ragnar?
no, for example, I was going to give an example. A bond contract in Shiba is not renounced, but
Yeah,
that's because they need
yeah. I
to
was gonna
continue
say.
minting.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say the same thing. But unfortunately, it's not always the same case. I think SquidGrow community is very lucky to have Shibtoshi as a developer, but other communities does not have the same chance. So yeah, I think by starting from the bottom to build trust among people, uh, we will definitely create a safer space. So if anyone has questions, I think Ragnar, do you want to add something, or Shiptoshi, if you want to add something? And let's take a couple questions from the audience. If you have a question, just ask for the permission to speak. Shiptoshi, are you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm still here, buddy. I'm just listening, waiting for questions. I don't really have anything to add. Obviously, safety and security is key in this space. That's why I like to say my audits have audits. We have multiple audits. But aside from that, there's always a risk when the contract's not renounced because somebody always has, access to that contract, whether it's, tied to a multi-sig or just a single individual of the project. So there's always a certain level of risk in this space, but as you start to build reputation up, and build trust within your community, I think it really becomes less and less of an issue as long as you are demonstrating to your community that you are making all the right choices and making all the right moves to go forward. Unfortunately, in the space that we're currently in, it's plagued by scams, and that's just the unfortunate nature of the space that we're in. But I set out with SquidGrow to give my friends and my family, and it's obviously evolved into my community, a safe place to invest their money. My project came about not out of true desire, out of of my own. In the beginning, just all my friends in the space that I started dragging into crypto. They were getting involved in rugs and scams, and I got so tired of seeing all my friends and family lose their money. And through the persistence of one of my close friends, I decided to launch my own project. I can do it better. I can do it safer. It kind of came about out of need for the space. There has to be projects that start the movement of safety and kind of show everybody that it's not necessarily cutthroat, my community against your community, and so on and so forth. That we can all work together as one, for the greater good of the space and also the projects.
100%. And so we had some people that wanted to come on board and looks like ask us some questions. So I'm going to start off with Papa Stonks. We're going to have you, I believe that's the name. Papa Stonk, do you want to give us your question?
Hey, yeah, thanks, guys. So I have kind of multiple questions for each project. So, with Kyokai, how far along are you guys on the launch pad? Have you had anybody ready to launch on there yet?
So the web-based launchpad is going to be coming out. We don't give hard dates, as kind of like Shabar. We don't want people to buy into the hype and sell the hype just based on news, but it's definitely in development and it will be coming sometime soon in quarter 2. I can tell you that. It's going to start off as a web-based launchpad, which is going to be a regular launchpad with AI features added over time. We already had the developer, looking to add it. We're a long-term project. We are community owned. I don't think a lot of people know the story about Kyokai. We started off as a different project. The developer wasn't doing what it needed to do. We did a community takeover. We pride ourselves on being the first community to rug the developer before he rugged us. So we took over and we've been building something for the
That
space to
that's
make it
that's
safer.
that's epic. That is epic right there.
It is a
No,
true
actually,
story.
yeah, that's a true story, Shiptoshi. Yeah, I think you did. I didn't tell you about this, but it's a true story.
No, you left this out in all the conversation that we've had. I'm not familiar with that, so that
Yeah,
was news to me, man. That was pretty cool.
yeah,
Good
we
job.
are the first community who rugs the developer before he rugs them, and that's where we had the idea of building something safe, etc.
I think actually you
All
told
right,
me
so
the story in another AMA.
yeah, yeah. So I mean, but to answer your question, the web-based launchpads should be coming out in quarter two. So maybe next month, maybe the end of this month, before the quarter two ends. And over time, the AI features will be added to it. We already have the developers who can do that, but as you know, these things take a little bit of time. There is a cost to it. We are not funded by VCs. We are funded through the community, through taxes. We also do not have a renounced contract, so at the time, but we have features in place inside of our contract that make it 100% safe. Like we can't raise the taxes to over a certain limit. There's no malicious codes inside of our contract that can be called. No blacklisting, no whitelisting functions. So, over time, once these developments are funded, our taxes will be lowered. But yeah, we are looking forward to releasing the Launchpad and then adding those AI features. But we're going to be here for the long run. There's a lot of projects that are here this week, gone the next. We're one of those projects that 3, 6 months, 9 months from now, you'll still see us around.
Awesome, man. Awesome. It's good to hear. So my
You got some other questions for the other communities, correct?
Yeah, so my next question is for Shibtoshi. So after this CERTIC audit and the pen test and everything else, we're gonna be doing the ILO. And do you want to touch on what the benefits are for people buying into ILO or even swapping over from BSC?
Yeah, sure thing. So it's no secret. We're waiting on our sixth audit from Certec for our pen test, which is our swap. So after Certec has delivered on their sixth audit, we're going to gear up for our ILL. So if you are a current investor into SquidGrow and you're on the BSC network and you want to get onto the Ethereum network early without using the bridge, we are offering to all community members to trade in their BSC token for Ethereum token. And the benefit for them doing that is they get a 3% bonus on their dollar value in tokens for trading tokens in. So essentially, they'll send the tokens to the project, and then after that's closed, right after liquidity has been seeded, mass airdrop will go out. In addition, if you participate in the ILO, which is initial liquidity offering, like sending in BNB, USDT, Ethereum, things of that nature, you get a 5% bonus on your dollar value in tokens for participation in that. And the airdrop for the token trade in and the ILO will go out at the same time after I've seeded liquidity, so nobody can get a hold of tokens beforehand and add a liquidity pair before we add our liquidity pair. So that's kind of how that's going to go forward. And then obviously we go live on ETH. We're anticipating our initial run up. And when the market cap starts to settle and it's within a certain percentage of BSC, our bridge will then go live. And then you can freely bridge back and forth in between BSC and Ethereum if you wish to do so. We have matching utilities on both chains. So everything we have for BSC, we're going to have for Ethereum. I will say on the Ethereum network, debuting our new staking contracts, we're going to be offering quite higher APRs than we currently offer on BSC. I believe on BSC currently the token APR variable is around 20% and liquidity is around 100%. On the Ethereum APR, token is going to be 100% APR, and we're undecided on the liquidity APR, but it's probably going to be in between 2 to 300% APR. Obviously, we will manually scale that down after a certain amount of time, sometime after the first 30 days, to try to make it more self-sustainable, but it will not be a massive scale down. We will start gradually walking it down, very similar to what we have done with BSC when we debuted at, I believe, 200% APR. So it's just kind of going to be a gradual process. You're not going to wake up one day and, your APR went from 100 to 20. So it's just going to be a gradual process, with the idea of being able to self-sustain with the staking contracts. There is a 2% in fee paid in Squid token, a 2% withdrawal fee paid in Squid token, and for harvest of the rewards, it's 6% to harvest your rewards. And all of that tax goes back into the staking contract to help be self-sustaining. Our staking rewards are not funded off of a tax, as I said previously. I do buybacks on the chart, and then I add those tokens to the staking contract. So it doesn't matter if we're up, down, sideways. The APRs do not change. It's not dependent. Well, excuse me. The APRs do change because they're variable, but the rewards are not dependent on volume.
Awesome. I got rugged for a second there. I don't know if I cut in while you were talking, but
No, you're all good.
all
Yeah,
right.
you're good. We can listen to you.
So when SGX launches, what is going to be the added benefit to the holders through that utility?
Yeah, okay. So the first thing I'll highlight is with our Mike S. Miller NFT collection, we are going to be offering NFT staking on our platform for reduction of trading fees. But in addition to that, at least 25% of the profits generated on the perpetual exchange will go back into our charts. And as I said kind of earlier, as just an easy example, if there's 100 BNB, 25% of our profits 100 BNB. 50 BNB goes into the chart on a buyback, and the tokens that are accumulated from that buyback then get made a liquidity pair with the remaining BNB. So we're kind of, it's a double-edged sword for us and a benefit. You know, we're pumping the chart and we're thickening our liquidity pair at the same time.
Awesome. Hey, so Papa Stonk, we appreciate quite. We're going to limit the questions to 1 or 2 per person because there's a few more people that want to ask, but we do appreciate you coming up here and asking Kyokai and SquidGrow the questions. I want to bring DD now on so he can ask his question now. So DD, unmute your mic.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Just wondering if quickly expound on the AI aspect of safety in the space.
Can you clarify on what the AI safety question?
Well, you know, AI can be, from what I understand, manipulated, so to speak, and if AI is to be used, what controls are in place to make sure it's used properly?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing rigorous testing before we add any of those features to the Launchpad. We are aware that AI is different than a set bot that can give you, set answers. This is something that, it's going to have a conversation with you. You're going to ask it different questions. We want to make sure that it's not giving you anything malicious or trying to lead you the wrong way. Fortunately, the way that our Launchpad is designed, the AI won't be able to do anything that's malicious anyways. But we're going to be doing rigorous testing to make sure that because you're interacting with this AI, because it's not just a normal, bot, that it's not going to have anything happen to our holders. So it is a good question. It is something that our developers are aware of, and they're making sure it's completely safe before we add any of those features to the Launchpad.
Yeah, actually, the safety aspect has taken us a lot of time because you can never know in this space. You can never know what exploits you may have, what will people be able to do. So trust me, we've been doing a lot of work on the security aspect of this.
And I will touch that neither me or WB are developers. That is not our strong suit. We're community leaders and builders with ideas. We have people that are a lot smarter than us creating these type of things for us. Leaders usually find people that are smarter than them to get the job done, right? So you find people that know what they're doing, what they specialize in, and you hire people with experience. We have the right people on our team. We have developers that have been, I'm pretty sure even Crypto Fundamentals doesn't know who our developer is, but he works with them. And these are people that everyone is aware of. And these are people that have proven that they know what they're doing, creating safe things. So over time, once things are done and they want their names released, we're happy to kind of say who did what. But we can assure you that we're not hiring any bozo off the street. We're hiring people that have a proven track record of success of creating safe projects, create AI, and adding it to our repertoire. Because we truly do care about our investors' safety, so we wouldn't be taking any shortcuts.
Thank you.
Cool. Any other questions, or is that the only question?
Yeah, let's go, guys. You don't have the chance to speak to Shiptoshi and Kyoka and Ragnar every day. let's hear some questions if you have. You can ask about the three projects.
Well, there was Roddy here, but he looked like he disconnected. If anyone else has any more questions, now this time to raise your hand, request it. We'll get you on board. You can ask any of us a question. Ragnar, Shitoshi, WB. There's Roddy again. Give me a second. There you go, Roddy. Roddy, can you hear us?
Hey guys, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hey, you know what? My question was for Shibtoshi. Papa sort of like touched upon asking about the perpetual exchange, but I don't know. Would you be able to expand a little bit on that? Maybe go into some of the differences than a normal exchange, or some of the things that you can do, or some of the extra
Yeah.
things.
So first of all, our perpetual exchange is going to be decentralized. So obviously you own your keys. Um, so that's kind of one of the big benefits there. We are going after GMX and perfecting, in my personal opinion, what they lack. So if anybody's familiar with that trading platform, it's going to be very similar to that. But it's not gonna face the liquidity issues. So essentially, with the perpetual exchange, if you're not familiar, it allows you to leverage against certain cryptos going up or down. If you think essentially Bitcoin's going up in price, you can add your margin and then scale up your leverage to whatever you're comfortable with, and you get benefit if the market goes in the direction that you're thinking it's going to go. With that said, I would not recommend the everyday crypto guy that is not familiar with perpetuals to just jump in. There's a good probability you can lose your money if you don't know what you're doing. And obviously, I would also recommend that if you're just dabbling into the perps for the first time, keep your margin low, keep your leverage low. You'll minimize your risk with that. But if there's anything in particular that you have a question about, I'll be more than happy to touch on that.
Well,
But I think the big thing here is you own your keys. It's decentralized.
Right. That's awesome. Now, for those who are not familiar with and wouldn't want to dabble into the perpetual side of it or trading the futures, would we be able to still trade like almost like on a normal exchange also?
So we are rolling. So until we acquire licensing to actually run a full-blown centralized exchange, this is going to be a decentralized perpetual exchange, meaning that
Gotcha.
you will only be able to trade perps there. You won't really be able to trade spot or anything of that nature. It will be just straight a perpetual exchange. That can change later. SGX is coded to be, so to say, a centralized exchange, but obviously that's dependent on the licensing if we're able to actually acquire that type of licensing. And if we don't, obviously we wouldn't take the chance or take the risk to go forward. We are a registered company out of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and we do everything by law there. So, for the time being, when it rolls out, it's just going to be a perp swap. Very similar to GMX, or even like Pancake Swap has their own perpetual exchange. Many people don't know that. Obviously, ours is custom built, so it's taken some time. There are some cool features that we are integrating into that to kind of make it stand out. I won't get too much into detail on that, but one of the cool features, as I said, for my community is they will be getting benefit even if they're not trading there. The profits that are generated, a piece of that goes into the chart and into the liquidity.
Nice. So awesome. Really exciting stuff. I'm in your space. I'm in the community. And
Okay.
I'm watching it closely, and I'm really excited with everything that's going on. So thanks for the talk.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the
Yeah.
question.
Bye.
Thank you, Roddy. We had one more person who requested to go up. I accidentally removed him. Clark G, I sent you an invite to speak. If you'd like to accept it and ask your question, we're ready for you. I'm not sure if you can hear me or not. We're going to give you a second to try to accept that. Well, it looks like he might have disconnected. But we're about an hour and 15 minutes into the spaces. We obviously understand that everyone has a Saturday to enjoy. Before I think we close out, I just want to give everyone here a chance to kind of give a closing statement of what they'd like to say. And, let's kind of start with Ragnar. Is there anything you'd like to touch on before we finish the space?
Well, just to say thank you for the invite and to being able to share our experience in crypto. So and also to learn about projects that are going to build in Shibarium. So basically, that's my let's say my last statement. So the other thing is to invite everyone to to test Shibarium and to learn about the new blockchain that we're going to create. It's going to be much faster than Ethereum. That now Ethereum is having problems because of network traffic that is going having expensive fees. So this is what we're going to try to solve with Shibarium, and everyone is invited to participate and to send their projects and build on it. So and I want to say thank you for the invitation to speak here. Thank you very much.
No, we thank you for joining on here and sharing your time with us. We know you're a busy guy, and we're looking forward to seeing Shibarium thrive and solve these gas problems and make everyone's transactions cost a little bit less and a lot faster. So we appreciate you being here. Doggy Coin, I know you're out and about. Did you want to say anything, or you might be kind of busy right now? I'm guessing he might be caught up. So why don't we go to Shibtoshi? Shibtoshi, I mean, man, you have what a story, man. First day, dropping $8,000 SHIB, holding through all this. I mean, I think everyone could learn a little bit of something on how to be a diamond hand through watching you and how it pays off. But anything you want to close off the spaces by saying?
Yeah, man. I mean, real quick, just to touch on that, obviously, holding for a duration of time, obviously, 9 times out of 10 does pay off. I started dollar cost averaging into SHIB 5 hours after it got launched. It was shilled to me by one of my friends, and I'll be quite honest, I was kind of hesitant to start purchasing it. But when I first started doing my transactions, I was really going after just trying to accumulate more than my 7 other friends. And obviously, I had no idea that it was going to turn into what it did. And then obviously, Shaitoshi started posting on Elon's tweets, and Elon started responding, and we started gaining traction after that. So it's been a wild ride to say the least. But I do want to say just thank you to WB, Ragnar, Dogecoin Ride, to the host for having me on. If anybody listening to this is interested in learning more about the project, you can go to my Twitter profile, and I have a link to our Telegram account in there. And I'm always in there, always reachable. Feel free to ask additional questions or just do research. My community is very active, so if you have not seen us on Twitter yet, I'm sure you probably will start at some point. Just shout out to my community. Obviously, the foundation of a project stems from the community. They are the true backbone of the project. So I just want to give a shout out to my community. Thanks for the support. Thanks everybody for being going along with me on this journey, and looking forward to what the future brings us, and really looking forward to Shibarium. Obviously, I've talked to Ragnar, about Shibarium and kind of the technicals of it. I'm very interested to see, how this plays out. I'm very, very excited for it. So I'll leave it at that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. We really, really do appreciate it. We know that you've been supporting kind of WB and talking to him and helping him with some stuff. And I know WB's been speaking to you. So we're glad to have you here. WB, do you want to say anything to close out the space?
Yes, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank Ragnar for his time, Shibtoshi for his time too. I want to thank you. Shout out to everyone here listening. Shout out to every developer out there building. I think what I like most about Spaces is the positive messages we sent, that we are all friends. We are all, there is a piece of the pie for everyone out there. So there is no need to be to hold grudge or have enemies. I think we can all be friends. And a big shout out to everyone out there grinding, working, and building. So I'm very excited to see what Shibarium has for the future. I'm very excited about SquidGrow, especially their decentralized exchange, and I'm also very excited to start seeing how will Kyokai deployer make this space safer. Thank you everyone for your time.
Awesome. Yeah. And again, this is Crypto Kayvon on the Kyokai account, one of the team leads of Kyokai along with WB. I just want to thank every single person here for being here. Ragnar, WB, Doggy Coin Ride, Shibtoshi, everyone who asked a question, we appreciate your time, and we appreciate you doing your own research, doing our own research by asking these type of questions, because everyone should be able to ask these type of questions to developers and get straight answers. So we applaud that. We are happy that everyone here decided to join on and give us a little bit of your Saturday. I know time is precious, so we appreciate you guys. If you guys could do us a favor, go to the Kyokai, however you like to say it, Twitter page, hit follow us on our journey. If it's something you're interested in, come to our Telegram chat, come chat with us, ask us questions. We'll be open and honest with you. We're always here to converse and friendly. So we appreciate everyone who joined the spaces. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to let the music play for a little bit and while everyone leaves. So thanks, guys. Thanks so much.